Well, it looks like a germination rate wasn't too bad on this little spot. A couple of little spots here and there that are still working on filling in. But overall, it didn't go too bad. Over in this area, you can see we did quite a bit of brush hogging. And I dug a lot of these rocks out that are just laying there on the surface. I went through with the backhoe and I just picked them out, dug them out, and I got a few up there that I've pushed out that I've already dug up. Big log up there I gotta get rid of. Gotta get rid of this mess right here. So I'm gonna be working on that this afternoon. Gonna take those rocks and put them up there along their edge. Well, we had a good rain early this morning, late last night. Had a thunderstorm pass through here. It's almost noon now. Sun's finally coming out. I don't know if things are going to dry off enough for me to get any work accomplished today or not. But you can see what's been happening. I got a lot of the big rocks dug out of here with the backhoe, and I went around with the box blade and picked up a lot more that were buried and I couldn't see. These two trees have to go. That one and the pine. I don't like to cut the pine, but if I don't, the power company will. I still got quite a bit of other stuff besides rocks that I pulled out of here. So a lot of little stumps and parts of old logs, and of course I got a lot of sod as well. It's Sunday morning, September 18th, I believe, and of course it rained again last night. Yesterday I got quite a bit done. Had a good day yesterday. I got this area box bladed. I went over it about probably another 4 times. Each time I go over it, I get a whole new batch of rocks that I gotta pick up, but every time there's fewer and fewer. Liz spent most of the day yesterday burning brush in these old logs here, these half-rotted logs. She made a good dent in the pile. This was going last night. We were up here, we sat around the fire till, I don't know, probably 10:30, quarter of 11. I was kind of hoping that this would still be going this morning so we could just throw some of this on there and get it going back again, but I got the rain put it out. So, but the sun is coming out and it's kind of drying things up, so it might not turn out to be too bad a day. This is starting to look a lot better. It's leveled out quite a bit. I still got to get rid of these 2 trees, and I got to do something with this big pile of chips. But it's pretty close to where I can just go over it with a rake and rake it all. I hope today I'll get that far. if it's not too muddy and it dries out. It's really hard to go over this with a box blade and to really accomplish much when it's muddy. Once we get this raked out, I'm going to work on digging my trench. And I got to take care of that log. I'll probably do that first thing I do. And I got quite a few rocks in here. This ravine gets pretty deep in this area. Got a big pile of brush right in here that Liz finished burning yesterday. But that's probably, it's probably a good 4 or 5 feet deep right here. So, well, we're losing daylight here again, but it ended up being a nice day. Sun came out, dried this dirt up pretty good. In fact, it was just about perfect. It wasn't too wet, but it wasn't so dry that I had a big cloud of dust out here either, so I couldn't ask for better conditions. I got this about as smooth as I'm gonna get it. You know, it's just gonna be a meadow, it's not a lawn, so I've got rock I need to pick, just tiny ones. I'll have to come out here next weekend with a garden rake and I'll just go around and find all the small rocks. And some of them aren't real tiny. I got, that one's there is a little bigger than a softball. I got quite a few of those out here. But overall, it's pretty decent. A few hours out here with a rake and I'll be ready to put some seed in. Liz was busy all day burning logs. Today I worked on pulling a lot of brush out of this little spot here. Not a very big spot. Just from, this tall weeds here straight up to the wall and over was very, very thick brush. Kind of like that, but even thicker. So I used the backhoe, dug that out, and I pulled a lot of rocks out of here, smoothed it all out just with the bucket. I didn't use the box blade. And I picked up all these rocks over here and I moved them to over here. Eventually I want to have this all cleaned up and go right out straight. This is the ditch that I want to put the drainage pipe in, but I think I've kind of changed my mind how I was going to do this. We were talking it over, and I guess the majority of the water comes straight down the hill right into this area, and somebody built this little dam here. You can't see it through the brush, but it's a pretty deep ravine in there, and it diverts the water and sends it off through down that ditch. I think they diverted it because it was washing the road out. So what we're going to do is, instead of trying to force the water to go around, we're just going to put the drainage in right where that tree is and just dig it straight, so it's a straight shot instead of a curve. We think that might work a little bit better. So you can see a little better here, that tree right there will go straight from that tree right to here, where we always cross over. which of course means that some of the work I did, the grass I planted and everything, is going to have to be dug up. But if it works better and it drains better, it'll probably be worth doing. Hey folks, it's another Sunday. This is actually the first weekend in October, and last night I came out here and I dug this trench that I talked about. I was out here digging by flashlight, but I wanted to get done at least to about where we cross over here, and I did, so that's good. I went down 2 feet, a lot of rock. Not too bad though. I was kind of nervous about digging through here because I pulled so much rock out of here earlier. But I've got my hose laid out, and I'm going to be laying that in the trench, and then I'll bury that, and then when I get done with that I'll come over here and we'll finish up.